Debbie, you got to tell me that it's really not like that.
They're like sharks and jets. I mean, they don't get along. They break into fights on the playground. And yeah, the fact is, though, that they have really a lot in common, and I think there's nothing better than, as a crocheter to learn to knit, and especially as a knitter to learn to crochet, because there's things that each craft can do best.
So you've already written several books about knitting. Why did you decide to write a book about crocheting?
Well, that's a good question. I was noticing that more and more knitters actually who'd started to learn to knit maybe about 5 years ago and had learned everything there was to learn about knitting were looking to expand their skills into the world of crochet. And also young crocheters were looking for more interesting patterns.
The Stitch and Bitch books are known for successfully marrying style and instruction. What does this bring to crocheting?
It's got a ton of illustrations and every little trick I can think to try to explain it, because people like to learn in different ways.
Crocheters have their own code words.
LYS, that stands for local yarn store. When you're working on something that's called a WIP, it's a work in progress, and even more spookily, if you are working on something that's not done, it's called a UFO, which stands for unfinished object.
Can you tell us about a pattern or two in your book that will make a knitter drop their needles and pick up the hook?
Well, I'll tell you, I think there's one very irresistible project in the book. It's called the one skein scarf, and it's something that anybody who's just learned to crochet can do, and it makes this nice lacy scarf with scalloped edges. That would send a knitter to an asylum trying to do that with knitting needles.
Your book contains patterns by many talented independent crochet designers.
These are just people of all walks of life who were really good at the craft and were able to come up with some really cool things. And for instance, the cowboy hat that I'm wearing was actually, the design was made by a grandma.
I pray for a day that there shall be peace among crafty artisans.
Peace and yarmony.
Stitch and Bitch Crochet, The Happy Hooker by Debbie Stoller is full of stitch-by-stitch instructions so clear that anyone can learn to crochet, even a knitter. It's full of tips, tools, techniques, and original patterns, so get hooked up today.